Hello, it's Diane. I'm back again working on my Shabby journals. I just dropped something. I was interrupted yesterday for a good thing. My realtor very kindly brought her husband over to repair the handrail that came off in my cellar that I needed to have put on. That was the only thing the inspector found wrong when they inspected my house, so they just came and fixed it for me. So that was really nice. But anyway, I was working on these pages. So I think this was the first one I did. And then I ended up on the other ones kind of spreading it all out across both pages. So I need to do something on the other. I think I finished this one on camera. And I think I did this one on camera. I know I did this part. I think I did up here too. So I was working on the last page when my realtor came. Yeah. So I finished this. I think I did this one on camera. And I just added some more little bits. And I just added this and this today. There's some paper lace in here. So going back to the very first page that I did, I just want to add something over on this side, like the other books have. I'm going to use a piece of this netting, or whatever it is. I don't really think it's netting, but because it's really soft. It's not stiff like netting, but it's antique, whatever it is. So I told you that we didn't get the snow that was predicted the other day. I would have woken up to snow yesterday, but instead it just snowed a tiny bit and then it rained. Well, we're getting the snow today. It was snowing when I woke up. I don't know what time it started, and it's supposed to keep on snowing till about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we're getting snow today. But I didn't have to work, so I didn't have to shovel out. And I am supposed to go to a Valentine dinner at my church. The teens are putting it on. So my grandson Adam, you may remember him from some past videos. He's going to be one of the servers. My son is one of the youth leaders. He's the one in charge. So, and he's a cook. So they're putting on this Valentine dinner this evening, and my daughter's husband is working, so she asked me if I would be her date. I think that's good enough. So I do have to go to that, but I live really close to the church, and so since my daughter has to drive down here, she's just going to pick me up. So I don't have to get my car out. And then I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 7:30, being picked up to go to that conference in Indiana. So my car will just stay in the garage until I get home. So I don't mind a snowy day today. I feel bad that other people have to deal with it. Okay, so now all of those pages are done. And I started arranging something. Here it is, in this book. So I'm just going to take this page out, because I started just playing with the pieces that I had die cut. So I want to do something with these on one page, and I want to do something with this doily edge. So I just took this scrap of paper from a previous journal. It was yellow copy paper, and I coffee dyed it. And this is just a scrap of it. So I thought I would put that there with this doily piece and see what else I want to add to it. Since the paper has vintage photos on it, and I'm going to put vintage photos in the pockets, I thought it might be fun to just use these little pieces of film strip that came out of my slides somewhere on them. Here's the other end of the collar. I think this was the piece I used this collar in this book for that pocket. I can't print any more photos because I need a new printer, or something needs to be done to my printer. So I have to use what I have. Covering up all the lace. Let's turn it around. I want some of that lace to show. Just a little bit shows if I do that. Okay, this is what we're going to go with. I'm going to use a glue stick to glue that down. I've been packing up a lot of stuff in here, and things are kind of chaotic in here. I mean, they're usually chaotic in here while I'm working on a project, but just do the best I can. I did go and get my new table yesterday that I mentioned in the other video. My son-in-law brought his pickup truck, and we went and picked up the table that the man was selling on Facebook Marketplace. It is a black and white enamel vintage, like an old, it's like the table I grew up with, actually. Maybe that's why I wanted it. It's not exactly like it, but it's the same material. The white enamel with a black rim, and it has a little drawer in one side of it, so it can pull out and you can put, it's divided for like silverware. I'm just going to leave that folded over the way it is. I don't know that I would put silverware in it because and it's got extensions that come out to make it a little bigger. If I pull the extensions out, then you can't access the drawer, so I think it would be inconvenient to put silverware in there that you might want to access, but maybe things I don't need that often. I was thinking I could put maybe a couple placemats in there when I saw in the pictures that it had a drawer, but I didn't know that it was a divided drawer, so I can't put placemats in it. But I'll figure out something. I will not let any storage abilities go to waste, that's for sure. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with the table. It looks really cute. And then I looked on, my daughter actually found on overstock.com a set of chairs that go with the style that isn't extremely expensive. So I saw some that were like, it would have cost me $700 for 4 chairs. So I turned this the other way anyway, so I'm covering up all the lace. I can trim this picture a little smaller. So after I move, I'm going to order those chairs. I think this bottle's just about done for. I can't sew this on until some of the glue dries, so this will be sewn on here as a little side pocket. And I was thinking of either doing this here or something with one of these and a little pocket. I think I'll do this. Move this out of the way. I'm going to get a piece of paper that I can use ink on. See what a cool stencil that would be? I guess mask would be the word, not stencil in this case. This is walnut stained, so it's darker than the vintage photo, so it shows up on this on this dark envelope, on this darn envelope. Now, of course, I need to add some lace. This journal is all about shabby and lace layers and photographs, vintage photos. Turns out it kind of develops as it goes along. Okay, I think that's good. And then I'll just have to put make a little tiny tag to put in there. And I got this idea for the die cut and the envelope from Susie, Shabby Soul. And I still had some of my brown tiny envelopes that I used to have in my shop. Love these things. I just don't use them enough, like I should. But that's what happens when you have so many supplies. You forget about some of them. So I'm looking forward to getting set up in my new space with fewer stuff, fewer supplies, less stuff, fewer supplies. And maybe feeling a little more in control of my stuff, you know? You know what I'm saying? Oh my. I'm going to try to do 2 videos today. That way I'll have a couple anyway to play that will publish while I'm away. But I wasn't able to make a lot of videos ahead of time because I'm busy, as you know. So it is what it is. I'm actually making more videos than I thought I would at this time. So I thought I would just do some really simple and quick traveler's notebook inserts, but I am enjoying doing these, and it gives me an opportunity. I don't think I wanted to do that yet. I think I wanted to put the lace down first. It's giving me the opportunity to do some videos on doing all this lacy stuff, and I'm not in a hurry to get these journals done. Okay, I think that'll be cute with a tag in there. And then I will add the slotted pocket somewhere, and then that might be about all of the embellishing that I do. It's only a 1 signature journal, so I think that that will be enough work being done on these pages. But you never know. We'll see what I end up with. And where was this? I can sew this on now. Glue's probably dry. I think this was right in the middle. So I'll probably want to do something on this page actually. I was thinking of putting this on the back. That's probably what I'll do. But what will I do here? Maybe just put some vintage paper here that can be journaled on. Coming back, I promise. I just grabbed a bunch of papers. I'm getting messages. I like the black printing if I use that. That looks nice. I'll grab some vintage lace. My goodness. I wonder who that is. I wonder if it's my sister chat. Yep, it is. Okay. A couple people messaging me actually. So this is a vintage lace with pink in it, which I think is really pretty with this pink toned paper. I don't need much of it, just a little snip. And this, I'm not sure if this is vintage, but I know I copy dyed it. I'm looking for a piece of this tracing, copy dyed tracing paper. I think that's good enough, don't you? You don't have to go overboard on all of them. But maybe I want to add this little daisy. Maybe I do have to go overboard on all of them. Or, instead of the daisy, some vintage tatting. I like that. Okay. That's what we're doing. So this goes down first. Oops, I got quiet, didn't I? My brain's not quiet though. My brain is running 100 miles an hour. Tatting is folded over. I'm trying to straighten it out. There. Okay. So that will be the center of the book. I'm going to take this and make a little pocket like that. This scrap is wider. I could trim it down, but let's just use that one. I guess it's the right length already. I'll take another one of these. This one will have this cute little boy. I might want to trim it smaller, but for now, we'll leave it like that. Okay. Trying to find some lace or something. Maybe I'll use that. Oh, there's a nice piece of netting too I can use for layering. Lace netting. This is not vintage. Yeah, I'm going to trim him a little bit. I do have some real vintage photos, but I want to scan them in, so I don't want to use them yet. I want to scan them on my laptop and then maybe put them in my shop as a digital, because I've got some really cool old photos. I'm going to sew this on before I glue stuff, and that way I won't have to wait for the glue to dry. I think it'll work that way. Oops. That was supposed to be part of it. It's okay. It'll probably be covered up. I will have to go out and shovel my driveway when the snow stops. Or, not my driveway, the sidewalk. But I can leave the driveway since I'm not going to be taking my car anywhere. Because I have a long driveway and quite a bit of sidewalk to shovel, and it is all too much for me. Especially with a lot of snow. But I might be able to handle the front sidewalk. My son and my son-in-law are both working. Whoops. Okay, there's that. What's the next thing I need to do? I know that this one gets... Oh, that's the one I already did. So I don't want to put a leaf on that one. I don't want to do... I probably won't do anything to that. Put it on here. By leaf, I meant this botanical piece. That's pretty much the same stuff I did on the other one. So, sorry that's boring for you, but that's what we're going to use because it works. Hopefully you're crafting along with me. Okay, before I glue those down, I'm going to pick out stuff for over here to give you something a little more interesting to look at, because I'll do something different, maybe. Now, I'm covering up perfectly good journaling space right there. It's good journaling space on both sides, but we're making it interesting. Okay, I think that'll be good enough. I've got a lot of my stamps packed in, my wooden stamps packed. I'll probably finish that today. I just needed to find a box that wasn't big, because if you fill it up, it's just too heavy. That's a little crooked. That's okay. So my son brought over a whole bunch of boxes from the restaurant where he works. Their produce boxes are small and sturdy, so those are good for packing books and heavier things, like rubber stamps. I bet you'll be glad when I'm done too, because then maybe I'll stop talking about moving once I'm all settled in. But I talk about what's on my mind, and that's what's on my mind right now. I'm covered in glue. made some tea scones for breakfast today. I had an appraiser coming this morning. So I don't usually eat breakfast as soon as I get up because I'm not hungry. And I just wanted to go through the house and kind of tidy up a bit because, you know, I've got empty boxes everywhere. My son brought a whole bunch and I brought some home from work too. So I had empty boxes everywhere and the stuff I've been sorting and stuff. I just wanted to get things out of his way. I don't really want to use that glue, I don't think. So I spent the morning just going around and tidying up, which made me feel better about the house anyway. So while he was here, just going through the house doing an appraisal, I mixed up a batch of tea scones. I just make plain tea scones. I don't even put jam or jelly on them. I just put butter on them when I eat them. I haven't made them in a long time. And after he left, I was able to sit down and have warm tea scones because I put them in the oven right about the time he was leaving. My mom used to love those tea scones, so, I mean, she used to make them. That's how I learned to make them. And they're not hard to make. It's just like a biscuit dough. But it's buttery. It's got butter in it. You just pat them out into a circle and cut them in wedges and bake them. So delicious. So I used to make some for her sometimes, but I can't anymore because she is gluten-free now. I think she said she hasn't found a good gluten-free scone recipe. There. Is there something else I need to do in this book? Can't remember what I did in here. I did that. I did that. Nope, guess that's it. Coming along nicely. I've got 2 more books to do all of that stuff on. So in the next video, I'll probably work on these. And that should be about it before I sew them together. I'm not going to do any stamping this time. Oh, I might want to put some fabric tabs on, some lace and fabric tabs, so I might do that too. And I'm going to stop the video now because I'm just going to do more of the same, and my battery light's flashing. So hopefully I'll get another video made and then you'll see both of these videos while I'm away. And I will be back with you as soon as I can. Bye-bye.